Hey guys, and welcome. Happy Monday. My name is Shakti. I am the founder of ShaktiRios.com. I am a psychic health and fitness coach. You can catch me on my like page as well at Shakti Rios, the psychic health coach. So today, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a little insight into what is going on with this full moon. Probably not the only one who's feeling like this moon is insane in the membrane. So much energy everywhere. So much energy. And to top it all off, not only are we in a really powerful full moon, we are also entering Mercury retrograde, as well as several other planets that are going into retrograde. So this is a very, very unique energetic time. And so I'm going to give you a combination of some breakdown from reading astrology reports that I have gathered, as well as a reading that I have pulled specifically for this full moon. If you're hopping on, say hi so I can give you a shout out. So first up, we are in the sign of Libra for this full moon. So if you're not familiar with the signs, it's probably going to make absolutely no sense. And again, I am not an astrologer. This is not my strength. Hey, Beth, thanks for hopping on. But it's something I follow closely because I think it does impact the way that we relate to each other. Hi, Morgan. The way that we relate to each other. Hey, Kelly. And what happens in our life. So I think it's really important to kind of check in across the board and see what's happening and then reflect on how it's affecting our life. So in my private support group, which is Begin Again, I will post the link under here when I'm done. I do mini readings specifically for people on full moons and new moons. So if you want a mini reading, it's like a 1 or 2 card pull per person who's on, join that group because that's where I do those things. This is just like an overall report of what's going on with this full moon. So this moon is all about heart and mind alignment, which is so freaking appropriate because there is so much going on the planet right now. Like energetically, just so much energy, so much dynamic energy happening right now. And I want to kind of bring this awareness or this reminder to those of us who are traveling on this planet, living our experience, trying to be light workers or being light workers in the world, and then experiencing things that cause distress in our spirits. I think it's so important to remember when you're looking at these things that the focal point when you are hearing about these things or experiencing these things should be how can you bring greater healing, greater awareness of alignment to your planet. Because if we look at our planet from the ultimate perspective, the planet is already perfect. The planet is already whole. The planet does not need fixing. Nothing is broken. But when we look at these activities that are happening in our three-dimensional reality, it doesn't look that way. So it's very easy to get caught up in what you're watching and forget the ultimate truth of your world. So first and foremost, remember that. So remember that what you are looking to offer your world is greater alignment with the truth of what it is. So whatever service you go out to do, whatever activism you go out to do, whatever you are doing that you feel called to do to serve to bring more awareness to our world, remember that you are not fixing a broken world. You are allowing people to remember who they are. You are allowing institutions, circumstances, and situations to come back into alignment with the highest truth of what it is. You are not fixing a broken thing. That is so important. Because if you are going into any activity with the mindset that you are fixing something broken, what you're focusing is on the broken. And what you're going to generate more of is more things to be broken so you can fix it. That's super important. So remember, as you step into your role as an activist, you are helping people align with the truth of who they are. You are helping institutions align with the truth of who it is. You are not fixing something that is broken. As long as you focus on what's broken, you will get more to be broken. Please remember this. So important for our work moving into the world. So this heart and mind alignment situation, a couple things to keep in mind. There are several planets in retrograde. Hey, Mia. That means many things are coming up to the surface that are needing probably attention from you. Things from the past, things that are no longer serving you, things that are getting in your way from moving forward, and you are feeling the unrest of all of those things. It's a very dynamic, as I said, / stressful time. The dual feeling here is crisis versus opportunity. That's kind of the theme of what's happening here. there may be things happening right now or ongoing or presenting themselves soon coming that seem like a crisis situation. The invitation is, how can this become an opportunity for you to rise up and become more? So I want you to look at this, that everything that's going to come into action with you, interaction with you, is going to look like a crisis. How can it become an opportunity? That's the two sides of the coin at play here. Libra is an air sign, and this particular air moon sign is a call to flexibility. So the visual, so I'm a massage therapist, have been for a long time, and I tell people this when it comes to their body all the time. If you don't bend, you break. So I need you to remember, when you have a giant tree and there's wind blowing, trees have this really kind of exceptional way of bending and allowing the wind to kind of have its way with them without freaking out, right? Nature is very pliable. We as humans are not so flexible in mind or in body. So when the winds of your life are blowing at you, how flexible can you be in that moment? Because what happens to a tree if it doesn't bend is it breaks, it snaps. The same thing goes for the body and the psyche. If you can't bend, if you can't kind of go with the wind, you're going to have a snap in your body or in your mind. Remember that. Right now, again, in the same crisis and opportunity dynamic, there's also a passion and purpose dynamic. This moon is calling you to pay attention to your heart's desire. What is the passion and purpose? What is your heart's desire? And how are you actually preventing yourself from moving into that or fully stepping into that? Again, the crisis situation on the planet is a reflection of this dynamic energy, this crisis opportunity energy. As we have said, those of us who have been kind of reading the chart and following this since the beginning of the year, this is a time of giving birth to a new reality altogether. And for those of you who have given birth, you understand that birth at one point feels like death. At one point when you are giving birth, you feel like you are going to die. If you have ever delivered a child, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very acute pain. You have no idea how you're going to get through it. Everything seems really dim. And then you have the baby and it all just goes away and a new life begins. So I need you to remember this as you are watching the news and you are kind of getting caught up in these stories and what you're watching. First of all, please protect your energy. Get your news from a place that is valid, that is not biased, and step in and step out. Do not embrace yourself with all of this media nonstop, because that is confusing your energy and is draining you. Please do not do that. Get your news, get back out. Form your own energetic opinions, go out into the world and serve the way that you feel called. And remember that we are in a process of giving birth. It's going to feel like shit for a while, because birth feels that way for a while. For some people, it feels that way for a long time, depending on how long your labor was. What is happening on the planet right now is an awakening to the understanding that it is in spirit that we become whole. It is in our God self that we become united. We are being called to recognize this, to recognize our unity, to recognize our oneness. And so as a result, okay, days or months, yeah, y'all know mothers that are hopping on this video talk about the stress of birth. Y'all know. So we are being called to our unity, to our oneness, which means that in order for us to recognize how important unity is, we have to have the contrast of what non-unity looks like. When you see something that looks so separate and so distressed, like the things that we are witnessing right now happening in the world, that's when the rocket of desire for unity gets sent out the most. That's when the desire for a planet that is whole and complete and united is the strongest. So we're going to see contrast right now that is going to generate that rocket of desire to get us in alignment with what we want. So what I'm asking you to do is to step into the alignment of unity. Live the unity, breathe the unity, speak the unity, speak only of unity. Speak no other word that creates further separation, so that we can tilt the energetic leverage in the direction of what we want to see, and not in the direction of what we are fearing or what we are disturbed about. Right now, it's about balance in relationship to others. So again, speak life into others, speak encouragement into others, look for harmony in your relationships. Don't look at what you don't like. Don't look at what distresses you. Look at what you want to see happen. focus on the intentional energy of the direction you want to move in. Otherwise, you are praying for what you don't want. And I talk about this all the time. This moon is really bringing this into really the forefront of our mind. Confront what keeps you out of harmony. This is so freaking good because I always talk about this. Whatever is keeping you out of harmony, you have to look at it head on. You have to identify what you don't want, then send the rocket of desire for what you do want, then put all of your energy behind what you do want. The only time you're looking at what you don't want is to identify what you do want, not to continue focusing on that. Beth, can you put the good things into a relationship that you have been getting you don't want to go? I don't understand your question. Can you rephrase that, please? Can you put the good things into a relationship that you have been getting what you don't want to go away? Yeah. Can you rephrase that or put some comments in there? Because I'm kind of a little bit confused about that question. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for hopping on. So anyways, this is my breakdown of the astrology report. Now my cards. Okay, here's where the real deal gets for real. So I have two insanely powerful cards that came out for this full moon. The first one is the Authority card, okay? And the second one is the Altar Priestess, and they both came up upright. What's amazing to me about the fact that these cards came out is that the Authority card is very much exactly what it is. It's the number 4. It's a foundational number. It's about establishing yourself as an authority in your life, okay? You are the authority of your life. If you're not behaving like the authority of your life and you're letting other people become the authority in your life, you're really going to feel the impact of this in this moon. And in fact, Beth, I think this might relate to what you're talking about. You put out for good things when you are getting just negative and see good things coming to you faster than just waiting for years. Okay, so first of all, Beth, whatever you are receiving is a reflection of who you are. Always. Whatever you're receiving is a reflection of where you are energetically. So if what you're seeing you're not liking, you need to go within and say, where am I doing this to myself? If you're receiving negativity, where am I giving negativity to myself? If you're receiving criticism, where am I criticizing myself? Because whatever we're seeing in the external world is just a mirror. It's not new information. It's just a mirror, right? So pay attention to that. Where are you not being the authority of your life, basically? Basically. Where are you letting other people have power in your life over you? Over you're dictating what your life should look like and feel like. And the next one is the Altar Priestess, which is another powerful card of authority. So the Altar Priestess is the ultimate feminine, the ultimate divine, calling to ritual and sacred prayer, sacred alignment with who you really are. So where have you been ignoring your ritual? Where have you been ignoring your yin, your sacred feminine? Where have you not been paying attention to her and dedicating the time to who you are? But yeah, I think so too. I really feel put in a position where I cannot be an authority of my life. It says your video got paused. Oh, sorry, I forgot paused. Yes, so Beth, I encourage you to see that you are always the authority of your life. There's no one other than you that is the authority of your life. Whatever perception you have of someone else being the authority of your life is completely untrue and invalid. That is a misperception. That is a perception you're putting in your life. So I invite you to journal about how you are giving your power to another person to control the authority in your life and how you can get that back. How can you step into being the Altar Priestess, the highest version of who you are, the goddess that is in alignment with universal energy, that understands her power, understands her divine right, understands her position on this planet, and is never subject to anything other than that alignment with spirit, okay? And then the Resting Tree. So the Resting Tree is a card about patience and stillness, and it came out inverted. So when I was pulling cards, what I was asking for is, what is the universal message that more people need to hear right now? And so this is the message. You need to become an authority in your life. You need to decide what you want and what direction you want to move in. You need to honor that spiritual part of who you are. You need to honor the consciousness that you are in alignment with the divine, that knows everything already ahead of time. You need to step into that alignment and give that the authority in your life versus the ego mind. And you need to come to a place of stillness and patience. I'm seeing a lot of unrest, and of course the unrest is reflected in the world. So we need to understand the value of coming into stillness, even for 15 minutes at a time, and really connecting with consciousness. I talk a lot about meditation. Why? Because meditation is the one true activity where you are outside of the ego, you are stepping to connect to the consciousness. You're basically wiping your vibration slate slate clean. If you aren't spending time wiping your vibration slate clean, then you are subject to the opinions and the feelings of other people. When you spend time in that conscious connection with who you are at the highest level, you recalibrate yourself with yourself. So you step into the world from who you are instead of being influenced by all these people. Sweetie, super note. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad. That's why I do these things. So again, tomorrow is the 11th, so tomorrow I will be hopping in my support group Begin Again to do specific readings for you guys. That means if you have a question about your life, I will do a reading, I will pull some cards and give you specific information on you. This is just a general thing for everybody, and I'm hearing a lot of this is so dead on. Yeah, this is the real deal, you guys. This moon is calling you to step into this attention of who you are and honor who you are. Mercury's in retrograde. Yes, Pops. I mentioned that at the beginning of the video, and several other planets are too. So what's interesting, though, is usually in a time of retrograde, the call is to step back and to not step into activity and to kind of slow down and read the fine print and all this kind of stuff, because Mercury in retrograde tends to affect communication. But in this particular circumstance, the call is to honor your spirit. The call is to step into who you are and actually step into that, not back away from that. Step into that. But step into that with the awareness that you need to become the authority of your life and you need to honor the spirit of who you are. Don't give authority to your ego. Stop giving authority to the opinions of others or the news on TV. Stop giving that your power. Stop putting your power outside of who you are. Because if you're doing that, you don't actually know what you want to do in your life. And you know what that's going to happen? It's going to cause you to feel stuck. So if right now you're feeling stuck, it's because you've abandoned your connection to source. You've forgotten what that even feels like. You've forgotten even who you are. So you need to sit down for 15 minutes, clean the mind, and just spend time with who you are. Make that a ritual a couple times a week. I do it every day. Every day. I might skip a day or two in the week, but I'm very consistent with meditation because I know that even though I don't want to do it, I need it. When you feel the most resistant to meditate, that's when you need to meditate the most. So I hear all the time, I don't have time to meditate. That's when you really need to meditate. That's like when I hear people say, I don't have time to work out. That's when you really need to work out. Because when you feel like you don't have time, you need to claim your time. You need to claim it back. Okay? So I hope this helped you guys. I hope it inspired you to hop in the group and get your one-on-one readings. I hope that you understand that this full moon is really powerful. And if you're feeling kind of all over energetically, you're not alone. This stuff it's really high vibe right now. It's really dynamic, powerful energy. And so whatever you are looking at as a crisis, turn it around, look at it as an opportunity. How can you make this a win for you? How can you step into the authority of who you are and speak from your soul truth, live in your soul truth without giving your power away? Again, my name is Shakti. Thanks so much for hopping on. I'm the founder of ShaktiRios.com. You can catch me on my like page. It's Shakti the Psychic Health Coach. If you're just hopping on now, please watch it from the beginning. You can catch all the goodness. Thank you so much for everyone who is here live. I love you guys. Peace be with you. Enjoy this full moon.